Building a complex in ARK is one of my new favourite things to do, having all of the useful buildings separate but in one place to create the ultimate place to live and breed your dinos. One more building will be added to the collection today however, but first I needed to make sure that my dinos were actually being fed. However, now that you've liked and subscribed, let's begin this episode of ARK Ragnarok. Now that the hatchery was on the way to being complete, just lacking a roof, I was happy to now at least have an area that bred my dinos, collecting plenty of eggs as often as I can, but with a slight lack of dinos in there, I got to work creating more fertilizer before heading out in the search of more creatures to tame so that more eggs could be made. Looking around, I soon found 2 female dodos, which I quickly knocked out and tamed, carrying them one by one back up to the base before crafting something I had never bothered with before, a preserving bin. I know, these are great for stopping things from spoiling so fast, but something I hadn't realised was their important role in the making of kibble, creating jerky from oil, spark powder and prime or ordinary meat. After this, I noticed there was something else missing from the complex, which I had forgotten about. So after going out and harvesting some raw metal, I crafted together some feeding troughs to make sure all of my breeding dinos weren't starving. So once placed, I got on the back of Ali and got to work. In doing this, I noticed just how fun ground mounts actually were, stomping around and taking down anything in my path, rather than just flying over everything and ignoring it all. But despite this, after I had harvested enough meat, I got back and filled up the troughs before heading out on moss chops, gathering all of the berries for the herbivores, and in doing so, realising how much I miss Evelyn, as I decided I needed a better berry collector. However, for now this would have to do. I got plenty after going back and forth, so I filled up the troughs again, and from that, my dinos were now safe from starvation, for now. Meaning that I could travel around without the worry of coming back to any sad sights. With the preserving bin, I had still not placed it down yet. However, with nowhere to really fit it in, the only thing to do was create a new little hut for this. So back to stealing from the beavers I went, gathering lots of wood, and despite the roof not being finished on the hatchery, I felt for now it was more important to get the preserving bin down and begin the production of jerky, both prime and normal. After some more harvesting of thatch, wood and stone, the small hut was complete, which for now was just to house the preserving bin, as well as a bed which I had not made here yet, which I'm sure you've all noticed. But whilst looking in the preserving bin, I also noticed that I had not even started to make any amount of spark powder, so out I headed farming lots of flint and stone and leaving it to craft away, as I made some final touches to the new hut with steps, railings and plenty of campfires to start cooking up lots of meat for the jerky, after another little hunt to gather more prime. After some waiting around, collecting eggs and stealing from more beaver dens, everything was ready, and with the spark powder, oil and the cooked meat inside the preserving bin, I was now slowly crafting some jerky, as this new hut was complete and doing its job. So I went out farming more thatch for fertilizer until putting everything away finally, ready to head out and search for some baryonyx to tame for some kibble, but that would have to wait for next time as I finished up for the day. So if you'd like to see more of me inside of ARK, be sure to catch up on the previous episodes or my live streams, and if you'd like your own ARK server, click on my link in the description to Natidos and host your own from just $8.20 per month. But now that you've subscribed and liked the video, enjoy the rest of my content until we catch you in the next one.